Hi friends. So today I'm going to make an animation out of a pie chart, and I have named this animation as Fortune Wheel because it mimics the action of a fortune wheel which is played as a game in the physical world. So let me talk about the game a bit. So what happens is the fortune wheel is a circle which is divided into segments, and each segment is assigned a prize. And there are various participants, and participants are asked to rotate the wheel. And there is also a pointer assigned located at the at one end of the circle. And whatever prize after you rotate the wheel, so whatever prize stops at the pointer, the participant goes away with that prize. For example, if the wheel stops at candy, the participant goes away with the candy. And if the wheel stops at try again, then the participant has to rotate the wheel again and try his luck again. So let me show you how this animation, which we have replicated in Excel, how it is going to look like. So this is the button which is going to control the movement of the fortune wheel here. Let me click on this button. So you can see that it has come at try again. Um, Let me try it again, and because it should assign the prizes on a random basis. So let's see. So now it has come at diamond. Let me try again. So it comes at try again. Again, let me try again. It comes at free lunch. So this is how the animation would look like. So let's make the animation now. You can see there is a table, and this table contains all the prizes, and all the prizes have been assigned a value which is equal. This is important to have equal values assigned to all the prizes because only then the segments will be in equal proportion. So I have used seven segments here. You can use more than seven as well. So let me select this table and go to insert, go to charts, select the pie chart. Chart title is something which you do not need, so delete this. Legend is also something which you do not need, so delete that after selecting it. Now you go to you right click on the chart and add data labels. Once you select the add data labels, the default values will be displayed as the data label, which we need to change it to category name. So select the data labels and click on right click on this and say format data labels. In this case, once this is popped up, the label options are popped up, you select category name and uncheck the value name. So our skeleton is ready now. The only thing is we have to animate this skeleton. So let me talk about the animation which you're going to add here. So essentially what we are going to do is we are going to pass one segment to the another one, and this will give us the perception of an animation. For example, this blue segment and diamond, it has to be uh, it would move to this spot, and this gold will move to silver spot, and silver would move to iron spot, and similarly try again will move to diamond spot. So if this cycle keeps on going, that means we will have the perception of an animation. Now this movement of the data label and the segment by one position forward is going to be controlled by VBA code. So let me go to that code now. So to view the VBA window, you have to press Alt plus F11, and this seems to be a very long code, but it's not a it's a very simple code. So let me talk about the code now. I'll take you through the lines one by one. So this line it talks about activating a chart object. Now here you see that the chart object which has been selected is the first chart object which I had made earlier when I started the animation. So this, because I have made another chart, so that the index number would be 2. So I need to write 2 here, and then we can activate that chart. Now coming to this part, with the active chart, what we have to do is the segments color and the data label, the existing color and the data label, they have to be stored in a temporary memory so that it can be passed on to the next segment's color and data label. So let me tell you what these segments are. So the segment, this is segment number 1, segment number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now, what the animation, what it essentially will do is it will pass on the color of this segment, which is green, to the next segment and the data label as well. So free lunch and green will be passed on to the next segment, and likewise it will keep on going. And for this candy and blue color, this will be passed on to this the segment number 1. That means segment number seven's properties will be passed on to the segment number one's properties. So this is what these lines are basically, this is what we have to do in the animation. Now, before we do it, we have to first of all record the existing colors of the segment and the existing data label somewhere in the temporary memory. And this is what these set of lines are doing. So if you see this record color 1, this is a variable which is storing the segment number 1's interior color. And similarly you can read the other lines as well. Label underscore 1, this variable is storing segment number 1's data label. And if you so this is just about storing the existing labels and colors. Now the next set of lines, that means these lines, what these do is these pass it on these properties of one segment to the next segment. For example, this is segment number 1 will basically have the color of segment number 7 now. So this is what we discussed, right? So segment number 1 will have the color of segment number 7. Segment number 2 will have the color of segment number 1. So this is segment number 2 and this is segment number 1. So similarly, it keeps on going. Similar is the case for data labels as well. So point number 1 or segment number 1 will have the data label of segment number 7, which is this candy. Now that we have made we have written this code. Now this has to be some iteration has to be provided in this code so that a perception of animation can be created. For that purpose, we have to write a loop, and the loop which we have chosen is while loop. So this is the while loop. So while loop says that for a certain number, starting with a value of I is equal to 0 to a certain number which is given by this particular function, um, we have to keep on doing we have to keep on reiterating or iterating these lines and again and again until unless that number, and we have to increment I by 1, and until unless that I is less than the um, the random number which is generated by this particular expression, we have to keep on doing the iteration, and this is what is actually making the animation possible. Now in this case, if you so this could be easily 100, so let me write 100 here, so that will give you an understanding. So for I less than 100, which is starting from I is equal to 0 to 100, keep on doing these iterations, and after each iteration you increment i's value by 1, and till the time keep doing it until i's value becomes 100. So this is what is basically understood from this particular line. Now uh, I'll talk about this expression. This expression is basically bringing the randomness into picture. So this function is basically doing what it's doing is it's assigning a number between 1 to 100 on a random basis. So that's what the randomness has to come. Otherwise, every time if I had assigned a constant number to this at this line, then the wheel would have rotated a fixed number of rounds, and which is not the case because we have to make it a game. So that's why the randomness has to be assigned in this case. Now, after uh, each iteration, what we have to do is we have to wait for some time. Otherwise, the animation would be too fast. So that's why we have assigned uh, these fraction of seconds after each iteration. So that's all. Now what we'll do is we will run the code now and see if our effort is working or not. So click on this run button, and yes, this is working. So to give it a more dramatic look, what we can do is we can insert an arrow here, go to shapes, and you can add a pointer, right? And you can run the code again. Yep. So now it is at gold, now it is at free lunch. And also what you can do is just like this button, you can add another button, another shape, for example, here, add another shape, and right click on the shape and say assign macro, and go and assign the macro. Click on the macro and say OK. So now you can click on the shape again and again, again and again, again and again. So that's all, folks. If you have liked this tutorial, then do like the video. And also, if you want a free copy from my side, I'll be happy to provide it to you. Do write to me at rakesh.hp@gmail.com to get a free copy of yours. Thank you. Bye bye.